What's up, guys? Coach Scotty Walden here at the University of Southern Mississippi. I'm the co-offensive coordinator and wide receivers coach. Really excited to bring this program to you guys and start talking some receiver play. We're going to take everything from the ground up. So how we build our wide receivers, not only fundamentally, but also from a position meeting standpoint, a culture standpoint, and hit the wide receiver position from point A to point Z. And so we're going to go all the way through it. So one critical thing, in this whole, program and system is I hope you can take at least one thing back to your program that, or your position meeting room or your receiver room that's going to help you, for this upcoming season. And so we want to start out, the biggest thing we tell our guys and we really believe in our receiver room is it's not what we do, but how we do it. And so there's a certain way I really believe in how you do things. I don't think it's just, hey, we're going to run a post route. Hey, we're going to meet. How do we meet? How do we run that post route, right? So those are things that we're going to talk about a lot in this session as we talk about our core values and our wide receiver job description. I think the most important thing, number one, is to make sure that you set a standard of goals, of core values, and things that really exemplify your culture. And I think you got to get the culture right before you can worry about getting on the field and executing a play. Again, it goes back to how we do things. So in this session, we're going to talk about our wide receiver core values as well as our wide receiver job description. Okay, so starting out with our core values right here as we're showing. Okay, our wide receiver core values in our room, we got 5 of them. Now, here's the deal on these. The way we kind of came up with these was not only is it something that we want in our wide receiver room, a couple of these are really pertinent to them, but also I think it echoes the message from your head coach to your program. And I just think that a total buy-in comes in whenever that head coach has his message echoed through his position meeting rooms, and then the total buy-in comes in from that. And so I think, think about that as you go into it, but also put your own personality into it as well, something that you really believe in. Like relentlessness for me has always been one that I'm a big believer in, no matter where I've been, no matter what position I've coached. That's always been something really important to me, and that I wanted to have in my position, whether I was coaching quarterbacks, running backs, tight ends, whatever it was. I wanted those guys to have that relentless desire. So you come up with how many of these you want, but this right here, okay, this session is going to answer 2 questions. The core values is going to answer, okay, who we are, okay, the culture of our room. The second thing, when we get to the wide receiver job description here in a minute, okay, is going to talk about what is our responsibility to this program. So I think when you answer those 2 questions, you lay it out for the guys. I always start the semester, whether it's spring ball or it's fall camp, I always start out with this right here. Okay, and it's part of our wide receiver manual because I want to set the tone for who we're going to be and what our responsibilities are. So starting out with the core values, okay, we've got 5, and we started out the first one with commitment. And all we talk about with the word commitment is we expect our guys to put the team above themselves. Okay, so whether we're a scout team guy, whether we're a first team guy, whether we're a second team guy, whatever it is, we're going to be committed to this program and committed to this room and to being the best that we can possibly be in order to be successful. And we're going to be committed to winning a championship, committing to putting in the work that it takes to win, committed to each other and holding each other accountable and having that high level of commitment. Number 2 is relentlessness. And so that was one I was telling you earlier that I'm really big on. And I want our guys to chase greatness, to chase perfection relentlessly on and off the field. And so how do you do that on the field? Obviously, I tell our guys all the time, I want our guys to work like a pro. Okay, I want our guys to stay after, throw routes on there with our quarterback. I want them studying extra film. I want them knowing the offense like the back of their hand. I want them, again, not to be just the stereotypical receivers, if you will, where, we kind of get stereotyped in when we just line up and run our route and we don't really care anything else that's going on. No. I want our guys to relentlessly pursue that information of, okay, hey, based on this coverage, cover 2, cover 4, I should be the one getting the ball, or it's one high, the slot receiver should get the ball right here, whatever it might be. We want our guys to be relentlessly pursuing that knowledge, okay, so they can go out and they can be the most detail-oriented group that they can possibly be. And then secondly, we want those guys to relentlessly pursue greatness off the field. Okay, so we're constantly, we believe in our room coaching the whole player. That's what I believe in, no matter if I'm coaching high school, coaching college, coaching whatever, it doesn't matter. I believe in coaching the whole player. And that means coaching the athletic side, the spiritual side, the academic side, the social side. You coach every part of that human being, and you try to pour into that young man and make him better than he could be on his own. And so that's what we want to try to get out of our room and our core values. So relentlessness, I want those guys to pursue being great off the field. I want them to take care of their bodies like a pro. I want them to hang around good influences. I want to feed their mind positivity, not negativity. Okay, there's a lot of negativity in the world, social media. You can get on there and you can look at all the negative stuff. Okay, I want our guys to be fueled with positivity. So that, again, for me, that's maybe sending them a scripture in the morning, maybe sending them a positive quote I've seen. Just always trying to pump those positive messages, okay, to kind of get that fuel in their brain. So we want those guys to make great decisions not only on the field but off the field, because we know football is going to end one day for them. So we want to try to just really, really empower them to be great students, great people, and eventually great husbands and great professionals one day in whatever field they choose. And that's what we're going for. Number 3 right here, unselfishness. Okay, this is really big for the receiver room because there's only one football and there's obviously 3 or 4 wideouts, okay, on the field at a time. And the ball can only go one spot. And so our guys, I tell our guys from the get-go, I'm not going to accept a group of guys that comes in and are selfish. We're not going to be selfish, okay? We're not going to be a group that comes in and that is a group that is talking behind each other's back, or, hey, I want the ball, hey this, hey that. That's one of those deals where we want to make sure that our guys are dying to self and they're putting their teammates ahead of themselves. And I want our guys to celebrate when their teammate makes a play as opposed to more than when they make a play. And I think that goes a long way. And our guys, have realized, and just through talking, they realize they get more out of that in the long run, is cheering on the teammate and not focusing on just me, focusing on we. And if you focus on we, okay, everybody's going to benefit. And so that's something we talk about our guys all the time. And the last thing we say with that is, we know we have several playmakers in the room, just like at your school, you have a playmaker or 2 or 3 or 4 or how many you got. That guy, we as coaches, we know that guy needs the ball. And so I kind of reassure our guys that I know you need the football. It's my job as a coach and our job as a staff to put our playmakers in the best position to make plays. And so we don't need to hear, hey, coach, I need the ball. And I can honestly say, going on my 3rd year coaching receivers here at Southern Miss, I haven't had a guy come up to me and say, coach, I need the ball. We all understand that, okay? This isn't, elementary. We get it, okay, that you need the football. We have to do a great job as coaches getting our playmakers the ball. And so our guys understand that, have that grasp of, sometimes I'm going to be a decoy in this route and pick off, from a guy coming underneath, or sometimes I'm going to be the primary target in this route. And again, that's creating that unselfish culture where we're all bought in, and we don't care who gets the credit. We just want to win. Number 4, toughness. And had a great coach tell me one time that the mental is to the physical as 3 is to 1. And it took me a while to figure that out. Wasn't really good with math, and I got older and I figured out, man, that was really smart. He was saying the mental side of the game is so much more important than the physical side of the game. So we want to develop a mentally tough and a physically tough wide receiver. We do that, okay, not only through the positive self-talk, things of that nature, but we train hard, okay? We practice really hard. We don't practice soft, and that trains the mind and the body. And obviously, you have to take care of both. And we were looking for that complete guy that has that mental toughness, that he wants to be great, that he can handle coaching, he can handle adversity. And I think you got to be careful with your words as a coach. We build them up. We don't break them down. There is criticism, and I'm very upfront with our guys that you are going to get criticized in this room. And when you get criticized, take coaching. It's not a personal attack. And I think the more you lay that stuff out on the front end, okay, the better your room is going to respond, okay? So we want to create mental toughness. We want to create physical toughness, okay, within our room. We're looking for that guy who he's going to get hit going over the middle. We're looking for that guy that doesn't whine, complain, like, man, that hurt, man, I need a sub, this, that. He just gets back up and he plays the next play. And that's what we're looking for, is that guy with that mindset who's a mentally tough young man who can handle coaching, who can handle maybe he drops a pass and the whole crowd's booing him, talking to him. Is that guy going to be mentally tough enough to get back up and play the next play? And that's a really big deal for our program and for coaching our wide receivers. Is it comes down to who not only who's the most talented guys, but who's the guy that we can trust. And the guy typically we end up trusting is the most mentally tough player in our room, because we know that through adversity, through trial, even through success, I think kids sometimes they have a problem handling success just as much as they do failure now. And so how's he going to handle when he has 8 catches for 109 yards and 3 touchdowns? How's he going to handle that? Okay, is he going to be mentally tough enough to move on to the next week and prepare, or is he going to be mentally weak and immature and just rest on his laurels? And then we want to develop a physically tough football player. Okay, we want that guy to take care of his body like a pro. We make our guys carry water jugs around at all times. Okay, they're going to be hydrated because receivers run 6 to 8 miles every single practice, and they're cutting and moving. And so we got to have our guys physically tough, and nutrition-wise, they got to be eating. We make sure they're eating breakfast. Make sure our strength staff does a great job of that as well. But also, I think as a coach, even if you're coaching college, Division I ball, I take a lot of pride in that, and I check that as well. I will be asking them, "What'd you eat today?" Send me a picture. Make sure that they're carrying out drugs. I think when you, as the coach, take a vested interest into that, I think that's when they see, hey, this is kind of important. All right, so we want to develop that physically and mentally tough football player. Then the last thing is honesty. Okay, we want to create a man of integrity in our room. Okay, we want that honest, two-way communication between coach and player. We want that honest communication to where, when he comes to me and asks me a question, I want to be honest with him. Could be, coach, why am I not playing? Here's the honesty. Okay, I don't want to lie. All I wanted when I was a player was a coach to give me a chance. Okay, and to be honest with me. That's it. Give me an opportunity, whether it's Indy or scale, whatever it is, I don't care. Give me a chance, and then just be honest with me, what you see, evaluate me. And that's all I want to do with my guys, is I want to evaluate you. I think your first step is bad. I think you got great hands. Okay, whatever it is, give them feedback, okay? And then vice versa, I want them to have that honest line of communication with me. Sometimes you go to my guys and ask, how can we make this meeting better? Do you guys like this? All right, is this something you guys feel strong about? That's all great. When I have that trust built up, you can ask questions like that. And then lastly, with the honesty factor, that if I ask them, hey, are you going to class? Did you go to class at 8 a.m.? All right, I don't want a bunch of riffraff. I just want, coach, I slept in. Great, okay. We're on the same page. At least we have that honest line of communication, and we can move forward. Okay, so those are all things that we really believe in with our core values. And again, we talk about all the time, living by the code and making sure that our guys know that this is something we want them to live by off the field, not just on the field as well. Okay, so we're going to get into now our wide receiver job description. Okay, this is, again, we've talked about who we're going to be, how we're going to do things. Okay, what the culture of our room is. Now we're going to talk about answer that second question, which is what's our responsibility to the program. Okay, and these are real simple, guys. You don't have to come up with an elaborate, specific deal. These are very broad. Okay, very, very broad, and come up to 3 to 4, however many you feel comfortable with. I really don't want to go over 4 because I want our guys to know, okay, how the heck do I get on the field? Okay, I have kids asking me all the time, coach, how can I get more playing time? Well, I grade them in these 4 areas, and they come talk to me. They're going to get, again, honesty, right? And we're going to talk about each area. I had a senior last year, one of the greatest kids on our team. He's got a full-time job now. He graduated, got a degree. He had way above a 3.0 GPA. Just a great kid, hard worker. Probably in a lot of other programs, he's probably going to get to play a lot more. We were just blessed to have a lot of really good receivers in our room, and he probably would have played at a lot of places. But he came to me, and he was a senior, a great kid, and he said, Coach, how can I get on the field? Why am I not playing more? And I sat down with him, had a very honest conversation, and I said, hey, I think you block well. I think you get open. I think you catch the ball. But you're not making plays. And that was a very honest and open conversation. We talked about that. He would catch the ball, and he might get tackled. He wasn't catching the ball for touchdowns like the guy in front of him was. Well, he understood that. He said, Coach, I appreciate you being honest with me. We left that meeting at least on the same page. He may not like the answer I gave him, but at least we're on the same page of what we were thinking. He became a great special teams player on all special teams for us. And then on top of that, he also was a role player at every receiver spot we had. So we had a lot of injuries late in the year. He was able to bounce from slot to outside, and he really helped us finish out the year and really helped us in our receiver room. So just an example right there of how I think this job description can help you. Obviously, in our room, these are the 4 that we believe in. And you can come up however you want with these. But we believe in, number 1, that our job description is to block. It's to block downfield for the running backs, spring touchdown runs for them, and be physical at the point of attack for them and also for the perimeter screen game so that we can steal yards, okay? We're going to be unselfish, and we're going to block the perimeter, okay? That's who we're going to be. We're not going to take plays off. We're not going to take that stuff. We're going to have an innate desire to want to go block, okay, every single play and get off the ball and go fight. And then number 2, we want to get open, okay? And our offense is all about finding grass, okay? And that's not something we just say. We coach it, routes on air. We teach guys per concept, okay, where that grass is going to be at, whether it's mesh, whether it's a dig route, where's the grass going to be at, predicated on the coverage and predicated on that concept. Okay, we got to have guys that have a natural feel for that grass, okay? Because again, I used to play quarterback, and the guy again that I'm going to throw the ball to is going to be a guy that consistently gets open and a guy that consistently catches the ball. Okay, he may not be the best player, but I know if I'm in a pinch, I'm going to go to this guy because I know he's going to be open in that grass. Okay, and then again, getting open, we want to work on our releases. Okay, we want a guy that can release off the line of scrimmage, that can win man coverage, that can get off the line of scrimmage. Okay, so a guy that consistently is open for the quarterback, again, that's our job description. That's a guy we're looking for. Number 3, catch the ball. Simple as that. All right, that's a big one for us, obviously, but catch the ball on a consistent basis. Okay, we want to be a guy who is a consistently reliable target for the quarterback. Okay, we don't want to be a one-hit wonder. We don't want to be a guy that he catches 5 one-handed balls one practice and drops 8 balls the next practice. We're not into that. That's unreliable. Okay, we want to be a guy who consistently catches the football for our quarterback. And then lastly, we want to score. We want to make plays, change the game. That's what we're called to do at wide receiver, is to be playmakers, game changers, and to change the scoreboard and be that big time target for the quarterback so that we can move the sticks and get into the end zone. Okay, so we really want to just push our guys to make as many plays as possible when the ball's in their hand, the ball's coming their way, but also those guys, you can make plays on the perimeter by being a great blocker. And so we reward those things through a production chart and some things, other things we're going to talk about as we go through the course of this system. But I hope you took something from this. This is, talking about our wide receiver core values and our wide receiver job description. And hopefully this will give you some insight to kind of get your thoughts generated on maybe some stuff you want to do with your program and your team. And hopefully you can take something with you. So looking forward to continuing on you guys. With you guys as we press on through this system and as we get delve in deeper into the receivers and our receiver play here at Southern Miss. Thanks for your time, and looking forward to seeing you next time.